Balanchine was a thoroughbred racehorse. Bred in the United States and trained in the United Kingdom and Dubai. In a racing career which lasted from September 1993 until October 1995, she ran 8 times and won 4 races. After winning both her races as a 2-year-old, Balanchine was narrowly beaten in the 1994 1000 guineas before winning the Classic Epsom Oaks. She then recorded her most important success when defeating male opposition in the 1994 Irish Derby. After recovering from a life-threatening illness, she returned in 1995 but failed to win. Balanchine was one of the first important successes for Godolphin racing. Balanchine was a big, handsome, chestnut mare, with a prominent white blaze and a long white sock on her near hind leg. She was bred in the US by the Swetnam stud, the breeding operation of her original owner, Robert Sangster. She was sired by the European champion 2-year-old Storm Bird, out of the affirmed mare Morning Devotion, making her a half-sister to the Sun Chariot Stakes winner Red Slippers. She was originally sent into training with Peter Chappell-Hyam at Manton. Balanchine ran twice as a juvenile in September 1993. Her reputation obviously preceded her, as she was made one-half favourite for a 15-runner maiden race at Salisbury, which she easily won by 3 lengths. 2 weeks later at Newbury, she led all the way to win a minor stakes event by 7 lengths at odds of 2/11 in impressive style. Although she had not contested a group race, she had established herself as a promising filly and attracted the attention of Maktoum Al Maktoum, who bought her privately and sent her to join his family's then experimental Godolphin team. As a Godolphin horse, she was sent to spend the winter in Dubai under the care of Hilal Ibrahim. The idea was that the warmer conditions would allow horses to develop more quickly, giving them an advantage in the early part of the European flat racing season. On her return to England, Balanchine was sent straight for the 1000 guineas without a prep race. She started as a 20/1 outsider despite the belief that her winter preparation had given her an advantage in terms of physical maturity. She finished strongly but failed by a short head to catch the Irish-trained filly Las Meninas, who set a race record of 1 minute 36 seconds and 71 milliseconds. The winner was the property of Balanchine's original owner Robert Sangster. Balanchine was then sent to Epsom for the Oaks Stakes, for which she was made 6/1/3 favourite. The filly coped well with the soft ground and driving rain, staying on strongly to win by 2.5 lengths and become the first classic winner for Godolphin. Sheikh Mohammed pointed out the significance of the Balanchine's performance. This experiment has obviously worked. We will now have to think about campaigning horses from Dubai all over the world. The decision was then taken to bypass the usual fillies' targets, and instead take on the colts in the Irish Derby at the Curragh. Balanchine justified her owner's belief, taking up the lead half a mile out and staying on strongly to win by 4.5 lengths from the Derby runner-up King's Theatre. Her rider, Frankie Dettori, described her as unbelievable. It was intended that she would be rested and then aimed at the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, but less than 3 weeks later she contracted colic and became gravely ill. An emergency operation and intensive veterinary treatment saved her life, but there was no prospect of her racing again that season. Almost a year after her last start, Balanchine reappeared as the odds-on favourite for the Prince of Wales's Stakes at Royal Ascot but finished 5th of the 6 runners behind Muttaram, being eased down in the closing stages. In a slowly run Prix at Longchamp, her performance suggested that she might have been coming back to her best, as she finished a short head second to the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe winner Carnegie, after leading for most of the race. On her final start she made no impression in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, finishing down the field behind Lamtara. Her rider, Walter Swinburne, said that he was always fighting a losing battle on Balanchine. She was then retired to stud. At the end of her 3-year-old season, Balanchine was given a time form rating of 131. She was named European champion 3-year-old filly in the 1994 Cartier Racing Awards. John Randall and Tony Morris, in their book, A Century of Champions, rated Balanchine the second best filly trained in Britain in the 1990s and the 14th best British trained filly of the 20th century. The Group 2 Balanchine at Meydan Racecourse and the Group 3 Balanchine Stakes at the Curragh are both named in her honour. Balanchine has been bred to many of the world's leading stallions, including Gone West, seeking the gold and elusive quality, but has never produced a runner of anything like her own ability. Her best offspring has probably been the Minor Winner and Stakes.